Michael Jordan has achieved more than most people will ever dream of in their lifetime. Yet despite his success, he's still considered by many to be just a guy who played basketball. But what if there's more to the story? What if Michael Jordan is not just an athlete, but a phenomenon? A man whose impact transcended sports and changed the world forever. In his rookie season, Michael led all NBA rookies in scoring and was named Rookie of the Year, showcasing the incredible talent that had scouts drooling over him in college. But it was in his second season that Michael truly began to find his stride. Playing alongside seasoned veterans like Artis Gilmore, Orlando Woolridge, and Charles Oakley, he became a cultural icon, symbol of excellence and determination. He taught us that hard work and dedication can take you anywhere. And he showed us that it is possible to overcome any obstacle if you set your mind to it. Michael Jordan didn't just play basketball. He was known for playing high-stakes games of golf and cards, and he reportedly lost millions betting on golf alone. He was constantly pushing the limits of what was possible, and he never backed down from a challenge. But eventually Father Time caught up with Michael.
Michael, get it home to the fresh shot clock.
But he didn't fade into the background, stayed involved in basketball, and he became the majority owner of the Charlotte Hornets. He also continued to build his brand and his business empire, which is worth hundreds of millions of dollars. But despite his gambling problems, Michael was also incredibly generous. Remember that he was more than just a basketball player. He was a cultural icon, a businessman, a philanthropist, and a legend. Michael Jordan didn't just play basketball. He changed the world forever. And that's why we think he's the greatest of all time. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. He was known for giving away large sums of money to friends, family, and strangers. One story that stands out is when he surprised a group of kids at a basketball camp with a pair of autographed shoes. When they opened the box, they found out that the shoes were empty. And then Michael Jordan appeared out of nowhere and said, "Be like Mike." He changed the world. He changed the way we think about sports, the way we market brands, and the way we pursue our dreams. He showed us that it is possible to achieve greatness if we are willing to put in the work and dedication. Michael's scoring average jumped from 28 points per game to 35. Michael faced countless obstacles throughout his career, from injuries to setbacks to personal tragedies, but he never gave up. He pushed through the pain and the doubt and the naysayers. And in the end, he came out on top. So the next time you see a basketball court, remember Michael Jordan and the impact he had on the world. Remember the excitement he brought to the game, the passion he played with, and the dedication he had to his craft. Remember that Michael didn't just play basketball? He changed the world forever under the guidance of Coach Doug Collins. Well, there's much more to this legendary athlete than meets the eye. For example, Michael was actually shy and introverted growing up. He struggled with stage fright and didn't like being in the spotlight. But his passion for basketball helped him to overcome these challenges and become one of the most recognizable faces in the world. Michael was also a fierce competitor with an unwavering work ethic. He was known for practicing relentlessly and pushing himself and his teammates to be their best. But sometimes his competitive drive would get the better of him, and he would get into heated arguments with coaches and teammates. One of the most famous stories about Michael's temper was when he threw a chair through a window after getting frustrated during a game. Another lesser-known fact about Michael is that he was a talented baseball player. He actually took a break from basketball in the early 1990s to play minor league baseball, and he even hit a home run in his first professional game. But it was unlong before he realized that his heart was in basketball, and he returned to the Bulls. He transformed the Bulls from a mediocre 38-44 record in the 1985-86 season to a playoff contender with a 50-32 record. Although they lost in the Eastern Conference semifinals, the Bulls had clearly found their identity in Michael Jordan. And with each passing season, he became more dominant. If you're ready to learn the untold story of Michael Jordan, he averaged 35 points per game, grabbed almost 6 rebounds, and dished out 5 assists, leading the team to a then-franchise best 65 wins. Unfortunately, they were upset by the second-seeded Cleveland Cavaliers in the conference semifinals, leaving Michael hungry for more. But it was during the 1990-91 season that the Bulls truly took off. Now playing alongside Scottie Pippen and coached by Phil Jackson, the team compiled an impressive 61-21 record and earned the No. 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. They breezed through the playoffs, defeating the New York Knicks, the Philadelphia 76ers, and the Los Angeles Lakers to win their first NBA championship. It was a feat they would repeat in 1992, 1993, 1996, 1997, and 1998, cementing their legacy as one of the greatest dynasties in sports history. Then stay tuned, because today we're taking a deep dive into the life of the one and only Michael Jeffrey Jordan, making it more exciting, more athletic, and more popular than ever before. Michael did this in several ways. First, he brought a level of athleticism and excitement to the game that had never been seen before. Michael was known for his gravity-defying dunks, pinpoint accuracy on jump shots, and fierce competitiveness. He played with such passion and intensity that fans couldn't help but be drawn to him. Whether he was hitting a game-winning shot or making a spectacular defensive stand, Michael brought a level of drama and excitement to the game that made it must-see TV. Second, Michael Jordan was a master of marketing and branding. He understood the power of connecting with fans on a personal level, and he leveraged that to create a brand that transcended basketball. From his iconic "Be Like Mike" commercials to his signature line of sneakers and clothing, Michael knew how to make people feel like they were part of something bigger than themselves. He made basketball cool, and he made the Bulls one of the most valuable franchises in professional sports. Third, Michael Jordan was a global ambassador for the sport. He traveled all over the world, meeting with fans, promoting basketball, and helping to grow the game on an international stage. In countries like China, where basketball was still relatively unknown, Michael's presence helped to spark a new interest in the sport. And that's why today, the NBA is one of the most popular sports leagues in China. Before Michael Jordan became a global icon, he was just a kid with a dream. Born on February 17, 1964, in Brooklyn, New York, where he continued to hone his skills and lead his team to victory. In his first game as a Tar Heel, he scored 13 points and grabbed 8 rebounds, showcasing the well-rounded talent that would become his trademark. During his 3 years at UNC, Michael led the Tar Heels to the 1982 ACC Tournament Championship and the 1984 NCAA Championship. He also earned first-team All-America honors twice and was named to the Naismith College Player of the Year in 1984. With all eyes on him as he entered the NBA draft that year, Michael was selected 3rd overall by the Chicago Bulls, setting the stage for what would become a legendary career. Michael grew up in a middle-class family in Wilmington, North Carolina. His father, James, worked as a car mechanic, and his mother, Dolores, was a bank teller. Despite humble beginnings, young Michael always had big dreams. From the time he could walk, he was mesmerized by the game of basketball. At age 8, he began playing organized basketball, quickly becoming the standout player on his middle school team. But it was during his sophomore year at Emsley-Olaney High School that Michael really started turning heads, standing just 5 feet 11 inches. He wasn't the biggest or strongest player on the court, but what he lacked in size, he made up for in determination, skill, and an uncanny ability to soar through the air. Michael could jump higher than anyone else. This became evident when he won the state high school slam dunk contest as a junior, leaping over to cars to finish off a teammate's assist with a thunderous dunk. By the time he graduated in 1981, Michael had led his team to 2 state championships and had established himself as one of the top basketball players in the country. After high school, Michael attended the University of North Carolina when Michael Jordan joined the Chicago Bulls. No one could have predicted the impact he would have on the team, the sport, and the world. In 1987-88, the Bulls won the Central Division title, thanks in large part to Michael's remarkable performance. But beyond the championships and accolades, Michael Jordan's impact transcended the basketball court. He changed the way people thought about the sport. But Michael's impact went beyond the court and beyond the sport. But it hasn't been easy. But what about the untold story of Michael Jordan? What are the things that most people don't know about him? One of the most shocking facts about Michael Jordan is that he gambled away millions of dollars during his career. Perhaps the most inspiring thing about Michael Jordan is that he never let anyone tell him what he couldn't do. So the next time you think about Michael Jordan,